Welcome y'all to another Skip Barber race here at Barber Motorsport Park. So we've done some practicing since yesterday so that hopefully our race won't be as off, except today we're super tired. I gotta have them excuses lined up at the start, right? We're in the top split of 2, so the important thing there is that I actually did split today, and it'll be interesting to see. I very much doubt we'll be able to make the mistake we did yesterday and make up as many places, but that's going to be one of the big goals today, is not making as many mistakes. So being tired is a great way to start. If I didn't have sarcasm, I don't know what I'd have. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
And you will probably notice I've changed up my brake points quite a bit here.
Car on your left. Still there. Clear on the left. Left side. Keep to the right.
And didn't really want to do that
Keep to the
but
right.
it happened, so.
Clear on the left. Left side. Still there. Hold your line.
We at least made it further than we did
Still
yesterday,
there.
so
Hold your line.
we are off to a somewhat better
Clear on
start.
the left.
It's kind of weird actually following someone that close like that right there.
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
And I think the temperature's a little bit cooler today, because I think it was at 86 yesterday, and today it's 80.
Still there. Hold your line. 1 minute 47.021. Still there. Car
Yeah,
on
we
your
messed
left.
that up, something
Clear on the
fierce.
left.
Really need to stop trying that. I just don't know what to do there otherwise. If he takes the outside here, we're definitely going to pass him now.
Car on your left. Still there. Hold your line. Clear.
Every time I have tried it there, unless you are ahead of them, I have yet to have that make that successfully. I am just so worried. I'm overly worried that they're going to not give room. And then that won't end well. I also don't know if being on the inside at this turn is really that much better.
1 minute 38.545.
Because then you'll be on the outside for this turn. Which does not seem like that winning of an idea. The guy behind us definitely seems to want to get by in a hurry. Now we really messed that one up. Turned way too late for the second turn. Interesting how much further those folks are going out for that turn.
1 minute 37.491. Right side. Still there.
Should be able to get him this time.
Keep to the left. Clear on the right.
Well, if we didn't do that, we would have. I find it just so hard to brake there in the right amount. A lot of times I've done it, I've either overbroken or underbroken. I'm going for that pass. And of course, what happens when you underbrake is you end up T-boning someone. And that doesn't work out well.
Left side. Clear on the left.
Just all over the place, and I don't want to be.
Car stop on the left. 1 minute 38.067. You've got a slow car on the left.
It's interesting to see that the guy behind us is actually keeping from running into us.
Right side. The next car's the leader. Clear.
Oh, it looks like he overshot a bit there. Unfortunate for him, good for us.
You've got a slow car on the left. Car stop on the left. Go right.
It's like if we're going to pull a gap, now is a great time to do it. You just stop making so many mistakes real quick. I think we can do a decent amount of pulling ahead as we had.
1 minute 37.813. You're in fifth.
Seems like we're still struggling at the same spots versus everybody else. Because it's interesting, they seem to be struggling in the same spots as versus us as everyone else was yesterday too. And here I think my biggest problem is just turning in too early. Really need to bind that to something.
1 minute 37.319. You got 10 laps to go.
Just trying to hold it together. Still have a lot of race left though, unfortunately. Hopefully we can just tag along with these folks.
Minute 37.555.
Not the kind of tag along we need to do. Just so surprised to see the guy behind us just right on our butt again when he was a lot further back a second ago. Hope I didn't cut him off there. I didn't think so. I just didn't think he was so far back. Or I thought he was further back. And all of a sudden, again, right behind us.
Right side. Clear on the right. Right
Nope,
side.
didn't work out.
Clear. Right side. Clear. Right side. Clear. Car right. Clear on the right. Right side. Clear on the right.
Would have if I didn't get so impatient on the gas.
Minute 38.846.
Remember all those mental mistakes I was talking about? Well, here they are. Hopefully we can catch back up to these folks. Especially before the guy behind us gets close. If we were as much faster as I thought we were than him, we shouldn't have a problem being able to get away from him now. As long as we keep from making a bunch of silly mistakes. Remember what I said about making a bunch of silly mistakes? So I can't tell if they're just really pulling away or what.
1 minute 38.188.
I mean, they're fighting. So that should help. It looks like we're slowly increasing our gap to the guy behind us. And the more we can get out of draft range, the better. That was better. Having a hard time with that turn. Takes just almost part of it, or a lot of it, is probably due to my line being way off. Yes, we have pulled the gap behind us, and we have narrowed it a hair bit in front of us.
37.175. Can't stop the head.
But that is probably more due to them battling it out. And now that Simon's around, who knows? Let's hope we can go and put a little bit of a gap behind me. Just not sure of the speed difference between the three of us. Definitely think Simon's faster than I am. But yeah, you'll notice I'm in fourth now for that. Seems to work. But a lot trickier to get consistently.
Go left, right side. Clear.
Well, that was fortunate. Now we get to put our money where our mouth is. Maybe one of these days I'll figure out how to do that and without lifting.
1 minute 38.0. 0.064. You're in fourth position.
That may have been a jerk move.
Car right. Clear on the right.
And right there, I started to be a jerk, I think, and decided better of it. Because it was pretty late for me to move back out to the racing line. I may technically be able to do that.
Right side.
Oh,
Clear on the right. One minute 38.319.
and when I checked back, all of a sudden he was like right up next to us, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do at that point. I'm going to have to go back and check to see if he normally takes that at that speed. Because that seemed a bit quick. Yeah, I know overbroke that time.
You've got 2 laps to go.
I feel like half my problem there is I'm just turning in too early. Or too quickly too early.
1 minute 37.802.
I really hope I haven't been doing anything wrong, because it just feels dirty. I don't know if it is, it just does. I can only think of one spot that was really kind of a... where I started to, but then I caught myself, at least I think I did.
You just got the white flag. That means 1 more lap to go.
Holy crap, I can't believe it's almost over. Simon has the pace on us like I think he does. He's going to make a move now for this lap.
1 minute 37.137.
I felt excruciatingly slow. I guess one of his problems right now is he's got other people breathing down his neck. Yeah, that was a bit of a safety lift.
Car stop on the left. You've got a slow car on the left. Car
Oh, that was
stop on the
close.
left. Go right. There's the flag. It's over. Great job.
I don't think there's too much I can say about that. I mean, I didn't realize I was going about 10 miles an hour slower than everybody else in turn 12, which was very interesting because my fastest lap, even doing that, is still not terrible. However, the worst thing was on the lap where I had that incident. That can be classified as an honest mistake on my part. However, earlier that same lap, where I tried to catch what I thought was going to turn into blocking, instead turned into me weaving all over the place. After I had set up my position, I should have stuck with it and not thought about shifting outside at all for a whole load of reasons. You don't want to move that late like that, because a lot of times you'll end up with them in your rear bumper. So just so many mistakes on my part. But if I'm going to make mistakes like this, hopefully somebody else can learn from my mistakes. So hopefully my shame is your gain. With that, if you like, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you have any questions, suggestions, feedback, or advice, drop it in the box below. Good luck in your races, and y'all take it easy.